Don't forget to keep checking out the links that are down in the description. On my social medias, any information, especially about things that are happening in Iran, have gone not completely quiet, but have gone pretty quiet just because of the traffic in my social medias. If there's anything new that is happening, please send me links on any of my social medias. I want to keep up with that stuff as much as possible. Any of the other vulnerable communities listed down below as well. So please be checking those out, and please keep each other informed, because that is the best way that we spread information and we're able to help vulnerable communities. Hello Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. Surprise, we're on a camera! The battery was in fact the problem. It feels very weird filming on a camera though. I don't know how I like it. I kind of wish I was on my phone again. She's over here. Even though my filming on my phone had its own complications, I kind of miss filming on my phone because I could at least see what I was doing, and I forgot not filming on my camera for so long that I can't see what's happening. And I liked being able to see my whole setup and like me so I could fix my hair if I needed to. Anyway, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. The day you are watching this, it's my birthday! It's a video falling exactly on my birthday is like chef's kiss to me. It's my birthday today. I'm turning 27. Happy birthday to me. I've been having the best like week. I took a week off of work for my birthday and I've been having the best time. I had my party on Saturday when last episode of Not So Berry went up, and all of like my very best friends were there, and one of my best friends that I wasn't sure 100% if they were coming or not did come, so I was so happy I almost started crying. I did cry when everybody left because I was tired and I was very happy. So it was like the best day. I'm having the best week. When you're watching this, my mom and I are at the like botanical garden near us, and we are like eating sushi and eating delicious macaroons, and it's like the happiest day of my life because I'm dressed like a fairy the whole time, and I was dressed like a fairy on my birthday party. Anyway, I thought it would be kind of silly and fun to talk about like how I came into the world, because I feel like the story of like my mom giving birth to me is really funny, because every time we talk about it, I absolutely laugh my ass off. And it has nothing to do with my actual like birth, just the circumstances around my birth and my birthday. Like there's a reason why I was born on January 18th and not when I was supposed to be. So I want to get into that like fun little like SharkieChiko origin story, I guess. Ooh, do I start off with my name or... Yeah, we'll start off with my name because the actual day I was supposed to be born, my due date was nowhere near January 18th. That story feeds into why I was born on this day. So, fun fact, we'll start with my name. I was actually named by my dead grandmother that I never met. Yeah, my dead grandmother that I've never met, who died like a long time before I was born, named me. So my Auntie Liz, who's actually my godmother and watches all of my videos, hi Auntie, she's my #1 fan, I love her. My Auntie Liz actually had a dream when she was pregnant with my cousin Damon, who was like 2 or 3 years older than me, that her mother was there holding a baby girl and said, "This is Heather Rose." So my Auntie Liz called my mom and was like crying and was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have a daughter, her name's gonna be Heather Rose." Didn't have a daughter, had my cousin Damon. So 2 or 3 years later, my mom's pregnant with me, and she's driving around with my birth father one day, probably like running errands or something, and they like couldn't really think of a name, they couldn't really settle on anything, and he turns to her at one point and goes, "Hey, what about Heather Rose for her name?" And my mom freaked the fuck out and had to call Auntie Liz because she was like, "Wait a minute! Wait, that's the name!" So, named by my dead grandmother, which I think is pretty cool. And then we'll get into the rest of it. I was supposed to be born December 31st. I was supposed to be a New Year's Eve baby. At most, a New Year's Day baby. But I was supposed to be a New Year's Eve baby. Yeah. If you think about, my due date was December 31st, and when my birthday is, which is January 18th, I was 3 weeks late. I feel so bad for my mother. I have been causing her pain and agony from day one. Because my mom, with my 2 older brothers, not easy pregnancies, but compared to her pregnancy with me, fairly easy. She didn't take maternity leave until like much later in the pregnancy when it's usually recommended. Both of my brothers, one of my brothers was like super long, but neither of them were very heavy. They were between like 6 and 7 pounds, maybe like 7.5 at most, but fairly regular pregnancies. They were like not exactly on their due dates, but like within a week of the due date, which is fairly normal for most people. Yeah, no, I was 3 weeks late. My mom had to take maternity leave much earlier. I don't remember how much earlier. I think maybe like 7 or 8 months, when with my brothers she didn't have to take it until closer to her due dates. She had to take maternity leave fairly easy with me. During her pregnancy with me, she dealt with toxemia, and I think it was pneumonia at one point, which is super fun, made my mom super sick, and poor thing was just like suffering the entire time. And I was a big baby. I don't remember if she said I was exactly 10 pounds or like very close, but I was a fat baby. And being 3 weeks late, I was like overgrown and there was not a lot of room left in her stomach, poor thing. So what she would do is, I guess I would like stick my butt out on the side and she would like have to rub my butt and try to push me so that I would stop dislocating her ribs, right? Okay. The next part of this story, I am 100, like I'm genuine. I'm swearing on my like sweet mother's life. This is 100% genuine and real. It's gonna sound like a meme. I promise you it's not. But as I'm saying, I promise you it's not a meme. This is 100% real. Think about my videos and think about what you know of me as a person and tell me this shit doesn't add up, right? The day of January 17th, 1996, my mother went to a doctor's appointment. I'm not super sure if it was a scheduled appointment, if it was them calling her in, if it was her going in because she was like, oh my God, help me. She went into a doctor's appointment and there was a male doctor. This is important to the story. It was a male doctor. Did whatever checkups they do for pregnant people, you know, did the thing and was like, okay, yeah, you're 3 weeks late. It's not good for the baby. It's not good for you. We're going to induce you. You're going to come in tomorrow morning, January 18th, and we are going to induce you. The appointment's going to be at like 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning, right? Okay, sounds good. The doctor being male is extremely important. And again, I'm like laughing, but I promise you this is real. I swear on my mother's life, this is a real fact. Male doctor. Me, man-hating cunt. I really said, in the womb, absolutely fucking not. 1, you will not tell me what to do. 2, you're a man. 3, a man's not gonna touch me. Not gonna happen. So my mom goes home. At around 11:30, 11:45, the night of January 17, 1996, my mom goes into labor. Or her labor starts, or whatever. The appointment with this male doctor for my mother's induction, where he would deliver me, was for 8:30 in the morning the following day. I was born at 8:38 a.m., January 18, 1996. A female doctor delivered me. I feel like me saying it like that is really, really silly and just like, okay, but I think who I am as a person now at 27 years old with the channel I have and things I've said on this channel and my whole like man-hating bitch, we love misandry on this channel, I think it's the funniest fucking thing that a male doctor said, okay, you'll be induced and I'll deliver your child. And I, in the womb, said absolutely fucking not. Because up until that point, my mom was showing no signs of labor or that like I was coming anytime soon. She was not dealing with Braxton Hicks. She was not dealing with like any labor pain. She wasn't dealing with any of that. I was perfectly fucking content to stay in the womb. I had long nails, long hair, like I was comfortable, probably because I kept trying to stretch out because there was no room in my mother's womb and she kept like rubbing my butt, and I liked that because when I was a baby and I would lay on my mom's chest, she would pat down my back and then like on my butt, which is what I do to my cat now because my cat's my child. Like, it was very comforting for me, and I had no reason to come out. My mom was not like, other than being heavily pregnant and extremely uncomfortable, there was no signs of me coming out. It took a man saying, I'm gonna take Heather out of the womb, and I said, fuck no, you're not. Don't touch me. How I speak about men now. You know, I just think it's so funny that that's, like, how my life began. Because it is how my life began. And because I had no room, because I was such, like, a big baby at that time, I was, like, kind of stuck like this with my hands by my cheeks, and my nails were really long, so I had little scratches all over my cheeks. So I was, like, fresh out of the womb, immediately had to have little mittens on. And I wish I had pictures. I didn't think to grab pictures. But, my hair was super long. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like, I had long hair when I was a baby too, and I'm not trying to, like, be like, oh my god, like, pick me, I'm better, but, like, I was long, my hair was long to the point where they had to go get, like, baby-safe shampoo, and, like, because, you know, newborns, they, like, hose them down and everything, and they're trying to give them to, like, the person that delivered them, like, the mothers, their parents, they're trying to give them to the parent to do skin-to-skin contact, pretty much, like, as soon as they possibly can, you know, barring any medical issues. But they had to, like, go get shampoo for my little hair and, like, wash me to get all the blood and, like, fluids out of my hair. And one of the nurses was able to make a little braid and barrette it off at the end. I also had, well, I was about to show you my hair. I have yellow eyeshadow on my eyebrows, you can't even really tell. The dark brown of my eyebrows, which I honestly don't remember the last time you saw my eyebrows, is just dark brown without any product on it, is like my natural hair color. So I was this little baby who had to have my hair shampooed and, like, barretted off, and then it was the dark brown, but the tips of my hair were, like, bleachy blonde, because when my mom would give me baths, it would stick, my hair would stick straight up after she dried me off, and the tips of my hair were bleach blonde. So I was a baby born in the mid to late 90s, and I was on trend with the, like, 90s and 2000s fashion of frosted tips. The fact that I loved NSYNC as a young child is not a fucking coincidence. I'm convinced. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that would be, like, super funny to make a video out of, because my mom and I talk about this every once in a while, and we talked about it recently, and I was laughing so hard in the car because I really said, like, I'm a man-hating bitch from day one. Out of the fucking womb, I said, fuck men, don't touch me. And it's so on brand for me. Are any of us surprised that that's how my life began? Because I'm not surprised in the fucking slightest. Because she was telling me about it one time, like, a couple years ago. My mom was telling me about kind of how it happened, and she's like, yeah, I was supposed to go be induced, and you were born, like, half an hour after my appointment was actually scheduled, and we're sitting there talking about it, and I did look at her at one point and go, was it a male doctor? And she goes, well, no, not the doctor that delivered you, that was a female, but the doctor, that was a female doctor. The doctor that was going to induce me was a male doctor, and then he was going to deliver you, and I said, that's the end of the story. That's where the problem was it was going to be a man, going to put his hands on me out of the womb, and I said, fuck no. I said, do not touch me. I think it's very silly, and I think it's very on-brand of me. I stuck with a brand from the second I came out of the womb. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was super silly, and I thought that would be, like, a cute little, like, fun facts video, because I feel like I sprinkle in little, like, facts about me here and there, and at the beginning of, like, making YouTube videos, do you guys remember in, like the 2010s, I think it was the 2010s, and it might have been, like, mid to late 2010s, where the trend was, like, the draw my life videos, where people would really give you, like, birth stories and, like, stories about their childhood, and they, like, draw their life leading up to them making YouTube videos. And the beginning of me making videos, I really wanted to do, like, one of those videos, but one, I don't draw, and two, it just sounds fucking annoying. So you get, like, I feel like in my videos you get bits and pieces of like Heather lore unless I make like an entire video about what's happening in my life. Like my update videos, like before and after my hiatus, and like the Stray Kids video I put up 2 weeks ago, that's doing really well, so I really appreciate that because that means other stays are watching! Hi! It's like little bits and pieces of like Heather lore. But so every once in a while I want to make a video like this, and I thought on my birthday, me being here for 27 years, that's crazy! Didn't think I was gonna be here this long, woo! I thought that would be like a fun video, and I hope you watching that and listening to that story, when like I get to the end of it, you're just like, yeah, that sounds right! Alrighty. Yeah, it's my birthday. Let me hear some happy birthdays in the comments, please and thank you. I will probably have pictures posted on Instagram by now of my fairy look. But thank you guys so much for watching. I think you should leave a like because it is my birthday, and I think if you are the Friendzies that you want to say you are, but being subscribed to me, gaslighting you, you should leave a like for my birthday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! You guys remember a couple years ago where I made a video talking about the color yellow was like my current hyperfixation, because it was. I was spending, like, I was doing like reckless spending and like hyper-focusing on things that were the color yellow. And I only ever seemed to wear that one shirt that I saw and made it awkward. I forgot I had this one. It says, "Here for the food." And it's a shark. Fitting.